A very good evening to all of you. Okay, so I can see Mamta, Sujata, they are live with me. Well, yes, like every evening, 5 o'clock, today also we are here, though it is 2 minutes to be five, but still we are live on the Facebook page of SKD University Hanumangarh. And as you all know, and for the new joinees today, let me tell you, this is a session on soft skills, spoken English, and communication skills development. Along with that, we also take care of personality development here in this session. Every day, 6 days a week, we gather here, me from Kolkata and all my students, fellow faculty members and others from the rest of the country on this page of SKT University uh, to to have a discussion or to have an understanding about what soft skills communication skills are all about. Well, before I start today's session, I want to share something with you which I came across a LinkedIn post today in morning while I was surfing my LinkedIn profile. I came across a very interesting post by and HR, I believe I would have it. I believe I would have it. Yeah. A very interesting post by a very experienced HR manager who wrote that soft skills are important for every employee. Most of the organizations screen you for your soft skills even before the technical abilities, listing some of those skills. And what are those? Those are learning skills, as per the HR person who has written this on her LinkedIn profile, from where I came to know about it. Learning skills, curiosity, teamwork mentality, communication skills, awareness, positive attitude, adaptability, clear thinking skills, ability to plan, respect for deadlines, reading and comprehension skills, ability to handle future failures, ability to handle failures, judging one's own knowledge. And then she wrote that mention the ones I missed or tell me the ones you have to work on. So yes, it is now has become a very accepted fact that along with your technical skills, subject knowledge, one thing which is very important is your soft skills. So soft skills teaches us a lot many things. I do not call it soft skills. I prefer to call it as life skills, because that is how we should lead our lives, right? Soft skills, life skills actually gives us a direction towards how we should lead our life, right? One more thing, that is, I told you yesterday that today I'll be telling you about how to write an email. Now, here, let me tell you the reason for taking up this particular topic is that, in today's scenario, whenever it is written communication, it is always an e-writing, whether it is an email or any proposal that we send through email. So, electronic mail or email, whatever we call it, has become a very important part of our communication skills, of our communication activity, right? Yeah, good evening to all present here: Suhavna, Eliza, Aryan, Sanju, uh, M. Rathor, then Twinkle, Dravir Moria, and then Parav, Dolly, Dr. Rachna Sharma, Shiv Kumar, Varun Chala. A very good evening to all of you. Kavita, thank you for your concern. I'm keeping quite well. Thank you, my dear girl. I hope you all are keeping well. You all are keeping well, right? So, as I was telling you, hi Neelam, as I was telling you that uh, electronic mails or electronic writing in the virtual media has taken up a very, very important and quite a large part of our writing activities in today's scenario. Right? So, when we talk about electronic mail, we also would like to consider, I would also like to consider the various texting apps, because nowadays even texting has become a part of formal communication, or if not formal, if you do not agree with me about the formality about texting apps being a part of formal communication, I would certainly say that it is a semi formal communication. It is a semi formal communication. Namaste, ma'am. Namaste, Priyanka. Hello, Harpinder. Right? So, today we are going to see how to write an email. Now, when do you have to write an email? Suppose you need something from your university, from your college, from your school. You need a certificate of merit. You need a character certificate. You need a bona fide certificate. The first thing the person would tell you when you call up or you go and meet the person and say, "Ki, sir or ma'am, I need this certain thing," the first thing they will tell you is write an email, write a request mail, right? So then you have to write it. Nothing happens in hard copies nowadays, even when it is not the pandemic, we are physically visiting places. Why is it so? Because email is a very, very convenient medium of communication, not only about writing and receiving an email, but also keeping records. In my Gmail, I have records for the last 14, 15 years. The last 14, 15 years. So that is very, very important. That is very important when it comes to communication, when it comes to reference regarding the communication. I can just go to the search button of my mail page and I write the keyword, and all the mails related to that comes in front of my in on the screen in front of my eyes. So that is why email is so very important. It's fast, it is cost effective. No, I write you a mail, suppose to Priyanka or to Dr. Rachna Sharma. I write a mail right now talking to you. By the time I finish my sentence, the mail will be received by the recipient. So it is fast and it is very, very cost effective. So we will see there is a very interesting word which goes on and on and on these days, which is known as netiquette. We talk about etiquette. Now I'm talking about netiquette. Etiquette about networking is called netiquette. I am going to share my PPT with you today. Okay. Okay, so many people joining in. Anita, Sarika, Prashant, Siddhant, Manya, Poonam, Priyanka. Great. Kanta, hi. Hello to everyone. So let me start. I believe it is visible to you all. Now we are talking about netiquette or email etiquette, right? Right? So, what is netiquette? Network etiquette, the proper way we communicate and interact with each other using email over the internet. Not only that, the way we behave, the way we showcase our liking, disliking, our opinion about anything under the sun on any networking site, on any social media site, whether it is Instagram, whether it is WhatsApp, whether it is Facebook, whether it is LinkedIn, all this comes under the concept of netiquette. So it is a combination of two words, network and etiquette. And mind it, when it is in the social media, my dear boys and girls, we are more exposed to people. Individually, one to one, I can tell you something, right? And it might remain, most of the time it does, it remains between you and me. right? But when it is the net medium, we do not know how it is going, to who is going to have an access to it. We have seen that the cyber world, there's so much of crime in the cyber world, so we really really need to be absolutely careful about netiquette, right? So why email? I was just telling you, email means a quicker sense or a means of communication. It is cheap, it is easy, and it is environmental friendly. Okay. Now, when we say go green, there would be many people who will come up with a lot of demerits of email, or they will say that there is a lot of pollution caused by this. Also, see, I am not an expert, but yes, instead of using 4 pages to write something, when I'm doing it in the virtual media, in the soft copy, I'm saving some pages, and in the process, saving a few trees, right? I mean, in a common man's version, I can only say that. So quicker means of communication, obviously it is cheap and it is easier. Anyone can do it. You can do it from your mobile phone also. You actually do not need a laptop or a desktop or a tab these days, isn't it? You actually do not need all this, right? The next one, the next is, maybe we are better off without it. Then what are the demerits? First of all, we avoid face to face communication. We write everything. If you ask me personally, I always like to send a text to someone instead of calling, because we are so very consumed in our day to day life, so busy throughout the day, taking classes, doing our work, making things. I mean, whosoever has whatever kind of work, maybe a lawyer reading cases, making papers, understanding the nitty gritties, a person like me who's a teacher, making ppts, finding out what to be taught, justifying the methodology, depending on the technology that is I mean this makes our face to face communication less, which email again enhances that problem, right? Depending on technology that is not perfect, yes, yes, sometimes my system might not work, right? And in the process of rebooting or whatever, I would lose all my data, important data. But nowadays, this concept is not very very true, because we have the cloud system where we can actually save all our data and use it as and when required. So, and especially when in an email has got nothing to do with my system. Wherever I open the email id, that is where I get the data, right? Almost robotic. Miscommunication, yeah, I write something, you understand something, that there is a problem. And in email writing, one thing which is very very important, necessary, is a minimum level of education, which perhaps is not there for many people in a country like India, where the majority of the people are in the rural sector, are in the rural part. So that could be a problem. It is more impersonal in nature. So when we talk to somebody face to face, it is more personal in nature, because, as I always tell you, other than the words which I am speaking, or which I'm delivering, I also have the support of the non-verbal communication, that is my body language, facial expression, so on and so forth. Right? Now, before I move on to this, I would like to see if there is any comment from you, because once I put this, Acha, I think that's great. That's great. I welcome you all to this session. Fine, fine. So I think this is going quite okay with you all, and you all are being able to understand, isn't it? Right? So let me keep on doing it. Now, while we write an email, what are the things that we need to take care of? Spelling and grammar, distinguish between formal and informal styles when writing, use a signature including contact info, be kind and respond promptly, be concise with your subject line, address to specific person, be specific about what you want or how you want to attain in uh, or through your writing, avoid attachments and keep email concise within one screenshot, avoid slang and text writing. Now here I'd like to emphasize upon three things. I would like to emphasize upon three things. The first one is your subject line. Please keep in mind that when we are writing professional emails, business emails, the person who is receiving it is not only waiting to receive my email, he or she is receiving many of them throughout the day, right? So in that case, if I do not write my subject line particularly carefully, to the point, अगर मैं subject line to the point नहीं लिखती हूँ, then it becomes a problem. Because subject line देख के लोग डिसाइड करते हैं कि मुझे ये ईमेल अभी पढ़ना है या नहीं. And when I keep an email that I will read later on, maximum cases I forget to read that. Because by the time I will be going back to that email, there would be few more already piled up in the first page of my mailbox. So what happens? It goes to the next page and we hardly go to the next page and read anything, right? So in this case, just to avoid such a situation, it is very, very important for us to have a proper and concrete, to the point subject line. For example, if you are sending an application, so you must specifically write for the post of application, for the post of assistant teacher, application for the post of data entry operator, application for the post of visual merchandiser. So when they see this particular line, they understand it. And there are many people who are very careful about their things. They're very sorted. बहुत चीजों को संभाल के रखते हैं. They might click it and put it in a under a label of, say, job application, right? So that is very, very important. Another thing, और एक चीज जो मैं आपको बताना चाहूंगी यहाँ पे मेंशन किया गया है, वो मैंने देखा है कि प्लीज फाइंड अटैच्ड my CV, please find attached a copy of my project report, and then there is no attachment. लिख दिया, and it's very spontaneous thing. It's not that you're doing it intentionally. ऐसा नहीं कि आप intentionally कर रहे हो, ये बहुत spontaneous है. लिखना हो गया and we immediately, promptly press the send button. So what happens when we press the send button? It goes without the attachment, and then we have to write another apology email along with the main body of the previous email, put the attachment in place, and then send it. So it's a repetition of work from on our end, that is somebody who is sending it, and to the other person who is receiving it, it's very, very irritating कि इतना भी नहीं ध्यान दिया कि PPT attachment है या नहीं है, right? So this is number 2. Number 3, don't write one email to everybody under the sun. मैंने ये देखा है ऑफिस में लोग क्या करते हैं, कोई भी ईमेल जितने ऑफिस वाले हैं सबको दे देते हैं, चाहे he or she is directly or indirectly related to that issue or not. No, it's not a story to be told to everyone. I'm writing one-to-one. Amy, what is it? Meme. Okay. I'm writing one-to-one. right? Please consider email as a personal one-to-one communication, right? And then you send to the concerned person with a CC. CC means carbon copy. With a CC to someone you want to keep informed or you want to keep in loop. No BCC. Blind carbon copy is a wrong attitude, is a wrong etiquette. क्योंकि उससे suppose you're writing to me, okay, this Priya Chaudhary, she's here with in the class today, or Shalu Varsha. Priya is writing to me and she's giving a copy to Shalu Varsha. So I can see that Shalu has also received a copy, but she is giving a PPT, a BCC to this person, Iftikhar Alam. वो मुझे नहीं पता चल रहा है, वो सिर्फ इफ्तिकार को पता चल रहा है. That means what? She is trying to inform somebody without my knowing about it, which is a wrong way of dealing things. Okay, it's a wrong etiquette. It is no etiquette at all, right? And we need to avoid it. BCC kabhi nahi. जिसको wherever you want to send, whoever you want to send the email to, you should send it directly to them, and you can keep. Suppose it is there's a team of 5 members with a team leader. You have to send your report to the team leader. You keep all the 5 members, all the other 5 members in the loop, including you. So you put their name in the CC column, not in the BCC column. So this is another thing. We actually do a lot of mistakes here, right? Acha. Whenever we are writing an email, what happens, people write a lot of unnecessary stuff. Lot of unnecessary stuff. The email comes in 3 paragraphs. The introduction, the main body, the conclusion. Introduction, main body, conclusion. Now you can extend it up to 4. A greeting, then an introduction, then the main body, then the conclusion, or 5 at the most. If the main content is very, very critical, analytical in nature, you can actually put another small paragraph if necessary. Right. This is one very important thing. I give you an example in one sentence about how unnecessary words, how redundancy actually is practiced in our day-to-day communication activity. For example, I ask you to do something again, right? So I can say, please redo it. I can say, please repeat the work. But what do we actually say? We do not realize what we are saying. We actually say, please repeat the same work again. So repeat and again, two same words, not required. Not required at all. Okay, so this redundancy needs to be taken care of. Because whenever we communicate, in whichever manner we communicate, whether it is oral, whether it is written, whether it is something else, body language, facial expressions, our dressing, everything tells a lot about our personality. Personality development is a part of this session, which I'll be doing. There are ये जोगेंद्र जी आप क्या लिख रहे हो मुझे समझ में नहीं आ रहा, राइट? सो 4 से 5 बजे, मैम आप 3 से 4 बजे लगाया करो. व्हाट इज दिस? व्हाट आर दीज? Are you talking about the timing? Are you talking about the timing? I think the timing needs to be settled with the university. Okay. Here I cannot actually confirm about the class timing. It has to be done with SKD University, right? Because I'm doing it on behalf of the university. I have to agree to their टाइम चेंज किया. I'm not getting what you people are trying to say. Please put it in a proper sentence and then write to me. I will try to answer to it, right? So, what was I saying? I was saying that don't repeat things. Don't repeat things in your email, because email is a very one to one communication, personal communication, and a business communication We don't write emails for non-business purpose. Of course, we do write when it is required, but nowadays the texting apps are more prominent personal for personal communication. Okay. So this is about this particular slide which I wanted to share with you. Another point which has been mentioned here is that be aware of what you want to share and how you want to do that. And this is something which is not only for email writing, it is actually for all kinds of communication. If I do not know what I am going to talk about, what I am going to write, or what exactly is my expectation after the from the communication process, no way the communication can be a successful communication. I told you on the very first day that communication starts from within with intrapersonal communication. So that is very, very important, right? Now, avoid misunderstanding. Remember that messages may be missed, ignored, lost, or forgotten. Sometimes more can be accomplished in one telephone call than 100 email messages. Do not type in all caps. Give credit to those deserving of it and ask for permission to quote them. Remember that you do not have complete confidentiality and privacy, right? Now, in email, there are times when we think that, oh, उसने तो मेरे email का reply नहीं दिया है. Maybe it has missed the attention of the person to whom you have written the mail. To whom you have written the mail. Right? शायद उसने देखा नहीं है. जैसे मैं बोलती हूँ कि, if you do not write the subject properly, it becomes very difficult to find out, right? Or which subject. Another very important thing I would like to tell you is the very basic thing is your email ID. How you create your email ID. There are hilarious email IDs I have seen in my life. Waiting for your mail at yahoo.co.in. Oh my God, if I get a mail from such an email ID, I will think it to be a spam. And immediately not only delete it, I'll block all future emails from that particular ID. है ना? तो जब email ID बनाओ आप लोग, तब भी you make something which is proper, which is professional, which is business-like in nature, with your name, with one or two special characters or numericals, special characters like @ underscore dot whatever, right? But it should not sound silly. It should not sound silly. Am I clear to all of you? Okay. Okay. Acha, never ever write anything. Never ever write the entire email or even a single line in all caps. Writing in all caps, all cap mein likhne se, that is a very rude attitude. That is a very rude attitude. योगेंद्र सिंह चौहान, आप क्या लिख रहे हैं? मुझे कुछ नहीं समझ में आ रहा है. But you are writing one word at a time and you're writing continuously, तो उससे और भी कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा है, आप एक पूरा सेंटेंस उसमें डाल के ठीक से लिखिए. ठीक है, टेक योर टाइम, बिकॉज द मोमेंट समथिंग पॉप्स अप, माई attention goes there, मेरा ध्यान वहां चले जाता है, because I do not know if you have attended the previous sessions or not. I keep on seeing your messages because I come to know कि आप लोगों को समझ में आ रहा है या नहीं आ रहा है उन मैसेजेस को देख के, because that is how I communicate with you all. I interact with you all in this platform of your university, right? सो प्लीज आप पूरा सेंटेंस लिखिए, नहीं तो मुझे कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा है, एक एक वर्ड कैसे ये जंप हो रहा है चैट बॉक्स, मुझे नहीं समझ में आ रहा है. प्लीज डू दैट. दैट इज ऑल्सो अनदर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट लेसन ऑफ कम्युनिकेशन, कि जो मैं बोलना चाह रही हूँ या मैं बोलना चाह रहा हूँ, मे बी वो जिसे मैं बोल रही हूँ या बोल रहा हूँ उसको समझ में नहीं आ रहा हो. तो आई हैव टू थिंक कि किस तरह से उसको भेजे, किस तरह से टेक्स्ट करे, किस तरह से हम लोग उसको लिखे, ताकि जो उसको रिसीव कर रहे हैं उनको समझ में आ जाए. ठीक है, अगेन द सेम थिंग यू आर डूइंग माय डियर, राइट? सो वेयर वाज आई, सॉरी. Do not write the email in all caps. Do not write email in all caps, because all caps looks very aggressive in nature, and it is a very rude etiquette, right? It's a very rude way of communicating. So all caps में हम लोग नहीं लिखेंगे. Next is, remember, always reread before hitting send. Be aware of who is in the to field, because उससे पता चलता है कि आपका language of the email, the pattern of your language while writing the email कैसा होगा. CC, BCC and reply all careful. You have to be very very careful किसको reply करना है, कैसे करना है. Do not use email to discuss confidential information and situation. Do not divulge your name or password to others. Username, of course, username तो आपको देना ही होगा, because if you do not give username, how people will come to know about it, right? Another thing, this is just for your understanding, I have already discussed this with you. In short, BCC is for blind carbon copy. Not copied recipients are not visible to anyone but the sender. इसका मतलब 4 लोगों को आपने मेल भेजा है, 1 for 2, 1 for CC and 2 for BCC. तो CC और 2 में जिनका ईमेल आईडी है उनको नहीं पता चलेगा कि ये BCC में कौन है और एट ऑल कोई है कि नहीं, right? Carbon copied recipients are not visible to anyone but the sender. Use this when sending to a long list of recipients or to recipients that should not know each other. Should not be used as spying device, but only to protect the privacy of the email addresses ethical violation. CC is carbon copy. More than one addresses can be in this field. Carbon copies recipients are visible to all other recipients, usually used when others are referenced in the email. I'm so sorry. In the email, or for those you want included to be included in the conversation. Now, when I was talking about BCC, I missed on to one point, that is, you write Amika, क्या लिखा आपने? I cannot understand your समझ में. whatever. I think you are not being able to understand. यही लिखा शायद आपने. थोड़ा सा ध्यान दीजिए, because at times I'm speaking in Hindi as well, but this is something, if you understand in English, that will be better for you, right? Right. So BCC, मैंने आपको कहा कि you need not use BCC, but yes, one area which I have forgotten to mention is that, suppose you're writing to 100 people. Okay, one mail you're writing to 100 people, and you do not want, or your recipients, they do not want the email IDs to be shared, right? Then BCC is important. आप एक ही मेल 100 लोगों को भेज रहे हो, और ये 100 लोग एक दूसरे को नहीं जानते हैं और ना ही चाहते हैं कि उनका ईमेल आईडी शेयर हो, बिकॉज ईमेल आईडी शेयर होने से क्या होता है, आई थिंक यू नो, इट इज दैट people keeps trying, and sending you what? Forwarded mails. भगवान जी का फोटो, ये वो, फेंग शुई, चाइनीज एस्ट्रोलॉजी, so on and so forth, right? Yes, Amit, fraud emails keeps coming. Absolutely, absolutely. Where were you so far in the class today? Okay. This is an example of an email जो मैंने Google से लिया है आप लोगों के लिए, and you can see that यहाँ पे CC भी है, BCC भी है, right? लेकिन इस ईमेल में एक चीज नहीं है, और वो क्या है आप लोग मुझे बताएंगे. There is one thing which is not there in this email, and what is that? You got to tell me. What is missing in this email? Tell me. आप लोगों ने देखा होगा. I mentioned it above. What did you mention, Amit? जो भी हो, I will see to it. What was missing in that particular email? The subject line. वहां पे कोई सब्जेक्ट नहीं दिख रहा था. मैं फिर से आप लोगों को शो करती हूं. It wasn't showing any subject, which is again a very, very important component of email writing, because if you do not write the subject properly, you will not be able to justify the reason of your email. And in the process, people might miss reading your email. Okay. So that is it. And you see, it's such a brief email. Right? Now, some words to the wise. Don't forget to include your country as a part of your address and your area code as a part of your phone number. You will never know how far your email will go. So country like 91 for us, and in the phone number we can write 91, and of course we can write our country. Virus protection software is only a band-aid. Yes, it is very important. It's not only important for me to receive emails from other people. It will save my system from viruses. Also, I will not, knowingly or unknowingly, I will not send virus to other people. So this is very important. Avoid listing your email address in publicly. Avoid directories, right? Avoid abbreviations and emoticons. This is very important. आजकल सारे लोग, each one of you, I know you do that. You put smileys, whatever. Abhi, right now in the comment section, so many emoticons were there. Stop using it when it is a business communication, when it is a professional communication. And I believe this session falls under professional communication, right? Know your audience. It's not only your direct audience, but also your larger audience. Larger audience. Whatever I'm doing today with you, right? You are my primary audience. But since it is in the social media, anybody can see it. So there is always a larger audience. Keep that in mind. You never know what might happen when, with something which you are writing, the way you are presenting yourself, the way you are presenting your email. Okay, spelling, grammar, punctuation gives a bad impression. Take care of that. Separate facts from opinions. Not every place is, I mean, we cannot be judgmental, right? Your most important statement should appear in the first paragraph. Don't forget the greeting and the closing. Yes. Don't write. I mean, I always say that when we are professionally communicating, we must not beat around the bush. इधर उधर घूम घाम के मेन पॉइंट में आना नहीं है. We are not telling a story where the climax would come at the end. In business writing, the climax comes at the beginning. So the inverted pyramid shape, pehle the most important point and then the lesser important points. Okay, and a cordial greeting. You can write greetings of the day. You can write, hope this mail finds you in the best of your health and spirit. Right? You can write good morning, good afternoon. But that's a bit tricky because you are writing good morning and maybe the person is opening the mail at midnight. So that becomes a difficult thing. And a nice closing, thanking you in anticipation, with warm regards, right? Waiting for your earliest reply. Achhe se. It is very, very important. It is absolutely important for anyone who is communicating. क्लियरली दिख नहीं रहा है? आप लोगों को दिख नहीं रहा था? मुझे तो दिख रहा था. Oh, it's okay, Amit. Please take care of yourself. Please take care of yourself. Amit is writing, isn't well. Please do take care of yourself, right? And the other thing which I was trying to tell you is that whenever you communicate to whosoever, चाहे वो email में हो, चाहे वो oral communication में हो, चाहे वो oral communication में हो. अच्छा, is it not showing clearly to all? I do not know. It is perfectly okay with me. Right? चाहे वो written communication में हो, non-verbal communication में हो, please make sure that you have a very cordial way of communicating. राइट व्हेन यू कॉर्डियली कम्युनिकेट, जब आप अच्छे से कम्युनिकेट करते हो तो कम्युनिकेशन प्रोसेस का सक्सेस ज्यादा होता है. बिकॉज पीपल डजंट रिमेंबर व्हाट यू सेड. लोगों को ये नहीं याद रहता है कि आपने क्या कहा है, लोगों को याद रहता है कि आपने कैसे कहा है. प्लीज कीप दिस इन माइंड whenever. Hi, good evening. Whenever you are communicating, I will not remember what Amit has written to me or what Harpinder has written to me or what other people. I will remember the emoticons. I will remember the way you all are reacting, right? So, and same with you also. You will not remember exactly कि email में मैम ने क्या कहा था. आपको याद रहेगा कि अच्छा मैम ने इस ऐसे कुछ कहा था. तो this essay part is very important. Is very, very important, right? So that is what you must keep in mind. Communication बोल लो, soft skills बोल लो, personality development बोल लो, spoken English बोल लो, कुछ भी, whatever you want to say. whatever you want to say, the way you deal with things, the way you write, the choice of words, greetings, cordial closing, सारा कुछ बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. बिकॉज वो बीच का जो पार्ट है ना, वो important है. Of course it is important, but how it is served is more important, right? Okay, thank you for responding, giving me the cue that there is visibility of the video and all. Thanks for that. Thanks whosoever has given have told me. Okay, thank you so much. So ये बात आप लोग जरूर से ध्यान में रखिए. Okay. Achha, please keep one thing in mind. Do not overuse urgent, important, high priority option. No. If your content has, if your email has proper content, I'm sorry, it will be read and replied to. Keep your language gender neutral. Do not forward chain letters. एकदम नहीं. आजकल वो थोड़ा कम हुआ है बिकॉज ये ज्यादा होता है. कहाँ पे ज्यादा होता है? व्हाट्सएप पे आजकल, राइट? सो मेनी chain WhatsApp comes, forwarded WhatsApp comes. Stop forwarding things. Forward one or two which you find interesting, but not everything. Do not forward or send emails containing offensive, racist, or obscene remarks. I think you people are matured enough to understand. Do not send virus. Okay, no, not at all. And use bullets or numbers whenever possible. क्योंकि एक बड़ा सा paragraph if we write, with complex sentences and all, it would be difficult for the person to read and understand. So we have to make things very, very simple for our readers, for the recipients of the email. Right? So bullet points पे 2-3 points पे लिख दो, it becomes easier. Be responsive, not reactive. Avoid writing an email when you are upset or frustrated. It is actually, not only writing an email, but you should not communicate when you are upset or frustrated or emotionally imbalanced. बहुत ज़्यादा खुश हो, बहुत गुस्से में हो, बहुत दुखी हो, बहुत excited हो. No. Let your emotions settle down a little bit and then only you can do it. Emails are permanent and you know where they go and who will. You never know where they go and who will view them. इसीलिए मैं क्या कहती हूँ, हमेशा ध्यान में रखा कीजिए. It's not one person I'm sending it to the virtual world. And once the hit button is clicked, I have no control over it. Right? If you must send an email response ASAP, that is as soon as possible, have someone reread it to make sure your response is appropriate and safe. We get a lot of emails. Please respond ASAP. That is not an acronym anymore. It has become an important terminology, which means as soon as possible. अगर ऐसा करना हो, so take help from others. Make them go through it. Someone whom you can depend upon, right? And let it be done. Avoid attaching unnecessary files. Be careful with your tone. Remember, you are judged by your writing skills, no text writing, right? So this is another thing which I would like to show. Now, email communication is super important. And what we have to keep in mind: professionalism, efficiency, and protection from liability. Your email should not, create a problem with you. Right? So write it in a manner which is to the point and factual. Business emails needs to be factual. Use active voice. I always say in any communication, Active voice is very, very important. Punctuations, of course, take care of punctuations. You all know, I believe. Right? Try to reply to an email within within an hour. Established, organized. I'm so sorry. Filing system. Filing system. What is organized filing system? In the email box, in the mailbox, there are various ways of filing. You can make a label. Say, for example, college activities, one, right? Say English class, one. In that way, you put the appropriate email in the appropriate label, so it becomes easier for you to find out and keep your mailbox sorted. Keep copies of important emails for reference. Use separate accounts for personal and business email, which is very, very important, right? Very important. Otherwise, it becomes overcrowded and you do not find like the one you want. Expectation, do not forget to say please and thank you. Your email should not be longer than one screen. That is, you need not scroll down. Don't broadcast email messages unnecessarily. Your sent email cannot be unsent. Keep that in mind. एक बार भेज दिया तो भेज दिया, and do not assume that somebody is going to keep your email private. I mean, if they do it, good for you. If they do it, good for you. If they do not do it, you do not have any stake there. I mean, you cannot help it. You cannot help it, right? मुझे आपने एक ईमेल लिखा है, मैं इसको किसे फॉरवर्ड करूं, किसको भेजूं, किसको पढ़ाऊं. It depends on me, and entirely you cannot control me from doing that. Right? So these are the basic things that we need to keep in mind while writing an email. Now I will come to your questions. There are some people who are writing something. हरपिंदर, आपने कुछ लिखा 360 whatever, ये मुझे नहीं मालूम. जिसने लिखा, you can ask that person, right? Now 2-3 things I would like to tell you while you write an email. Which are the situations for a student where you got to write an email apart from your personal emails? Situation number 1, when you are applying for any internship or job. जब आप किसी internship या job के लिए apply कर रहे हो, in today's world, there is no hard copy application. Everything, I mean, 90% of such applications are email applications, right? So इस टाइप के ईमेल भेजने के लिए आपको अटैचमेंट करना जरूरी है. And what will be your attachment? The very basic attachment is your CV. CV means curriculum vitae, CV. और उसके साथ और क्या अटैच करना है? उसके साथ और अटैच करना है, could be, depending upon the requirement of the job, maybe your mark sheets. So I always give an advice to all of you to have the soft copies of thank you, Kasham, thank you so much. The soft copies of your academic credentials ready. So उसको scan करके PDF file बना के आप लोग रखिए. Because in today's world, that is very, very important, right? Of all the academic credentials. This is situation number 1. Situation number 2, where you have to write an email is, for example, you want a certificate from your school or your college or your university. The certificate could be a character certificate. The certificate could be a bona fide certificate. The certificate could be a merit certificate. Anything, right? So उसका भी एक pattern होता है, right? And there, the email must be complete. I write, suppose I'm a student of SKD University. I write to SKD University that please allow me, please issue me a bona fide certificate which I require for an internship in such and such place, right? And I write it from my email ID without giving the information, without giving the details of my class, section, roll number, session, and subject combination, right? If I have a registration number, then the registration number, the university registration number. All these things are very, very important, very, very important in email writing, right? Whenever we are writing the subject line, I'm time and again, I'm coming to subject line because this is the place where most of the emails gets rejected. Somebody writes hello, somebody writes the first line of the email itself, somebody leaves it blank. No, you write the most important reason for writing this email. For example, I am applying for an internship, so I write application for internship where, internship in, say, the research and development wing of your university, right? लेकिन इस चक्कर में, in the process, keep another thing in mind, that we actually cannot make the subject line a never ending one. We actually cannot make the subject line a never ending one. We also have to keep that in mind. Okay, so these are the few things, the basic things about email writing. Once we start writing emails, which I always say, if I do not dive into the water, I will never learn how to swim, no matter how much I practice, I do a shadow practicing, right? So no matter how much I do shadow practicing of email writing here in this session, I will have to write emails, get it corrected by someone who can do it for me. And in the process, I learn. And the more I write, I learn. Learning through application, that is very, very important, right? Tomorrow again at 5 o'clock, tomorrow it will be a grammar session all together for you all. I will be doing modal verbs, of course, and some other parts of grammar which I will bring in for tomorrow at 5 o'clock on this Facebook Live page of SKD University. That is all from my side for today. Any question if you have, you can ask me. And if you do not have any question, I will. Okay, thanks, ma'am, for interestingly and easily teaching a basic and necessary topic. I would agree with you. Thank you, Kavita, for liking the session, first of all. But yes, this is a very, very important topic in today's world. अगर आपको email लिखना ठीक तरीके से नहीं आता है, तो बहुत सारा काम आपका रुक जाएगा, right? Because maybe your CV has a lot of credentials about you, right? लेकिन ईमेल पढ़ के अगर वो क्लैरिटी नहीं मिलेगा लोगों को, then they will think, अरे इसको तो ईमेल ही लिखना नहीं आता है, तो बाकी सब तो बाद में आएगा. So that is the first basic step, right? So keep that in mind. Do read emails, write emails, so that it becomes a part. It becomes a part of your day-to-day life. You practice well. You can write personal emails to your friends and classmates and siblings, whosoever, just as a practice session, and you learn the craft well. See you all tomorrow. Till then, you take very good care of yourself, and tomorrow we'll be doing a grammar session. Bye and thank you.